I'm Shirakawa from OE Transport. Thank you for having me again today.
It's been a while since our last shoot.
That's true.
And it's been about 3 weeks now, hasn't it? So I heard that today we're going to talk about someone specific, right?
I probably haven't mentioned his name, but at the end of the year before last, he suffered a major injury. It left his leg with, well, a sensory paralysis. He can walk, but because of that, he'd been a great driver since he joined and even became a manager at a young age. But after the accident, he couldn't return to driving. After having several discussions with him last year, especially during the time when he was on leave for medical treatment, he gradually reached the point where he was able to walk fairly well again. At that stage, he probably still couldn't run just yet, but he was able to move around in a normal way, as long as he made sure not to push himself too hard or overdo any physical activity. According to the assessment and recommendation provided by his doctor, he officially started doing office work on September 1st, 2025. However, despite his progress, he still can't return to his previous job as a driver.
So since it's now April 2026, it's been about 6 months.
It just so happens that during this recording week, a video of him that we hadn't released is coming out. He'd just returned to work and we weren't sure how things would go for him at the time.
So after these 6 months, what's your impression of him, Mr. Shirakawa?
Well, since he's taking on office work and various administrative tasks, especially at the very beginning of this process, he started by asking, "Please teach me how to even turn on a computer." But given his personality, he's a quick learner and very diligent. Since he started from scratch, if we teach him the right way, he'll likely improve very quickly. Even with the computer, it wasn't just about typing character by character, but also how to use his fingers. We have people here who are quite skilled, so I figured with everyone's help, he'd manage somehow.
And as a result, 6 months later, is he managing okay?
He's definitely able to do a lot more now.
Was it more than you expected?
Yes, we discussed what we wanted him to do and what would be good for him to learn, but the list of things he needs to do just keeps growing. He's been a huge help with legal compliance, which I've mentioned before. He's very serious and can't stand leaving things half done, so he's strong in that regard. He's always been strict about his work.
The type who's hard on himself and others.
That's right.
I see.
He's stoic.
It sounds like he's handling chores and all sorts of things. His range of responsibilities seems incredibly broad.
Yes, it was a bit uncertain right after he returned, but now he can even transport horse trailers. He can't go long distances yet, but since he's been driving passenger cars, he can handle nearby areas. Now he even goes to Tomakomai. His body, especially his leg, is gradually moving better. It's a big help in that sense too.
I suppose leading horses and such is still a bit difficult for him, right?
Yeah, both the person and the horse have to be able to react instantly. I'm making sure he doesn't have to do that.
What are your hopes and aspirations for him as he moves forward in the future?
Well, as he gets involved in various things, his knowledge and experience grow. By doing the work, he's getting a better sense of what's important and necessary. There's always more to look into and handle. Honestly, laws are constantly changing, so new things keep popping up. He's also handling communication with the staff on site and helping with operations management. He already had knowledge of vehicles from working with them and driving. And now he's also deeply involved in the new evaluation system we're implementing.
So you're hoping he'll move into more of a managerial role?
That's right. A jack of all trades, so to speak. Well, everyone here is a bit of a jack of all trades. In a small company like this, you have to be able to do everything.
True. He's doing maintenance too. Drivers here aren't just expected to drive. So, while you are creating a structure where those kinds of positions are available for people who are interested, as you mentioned, as people get older and eventually retire from their main positions, if they choose to stay with OE Unso, there are certainly plenty of roles and responsibilities you would want them to fill, right?
Exactly. Especially with the 2024 problem, we really need to find ways to reduce the working hours and on-duty time for our active drivers. That's where the retired group comes in, mainly for things like routine maintenance and washing trucks. It's not just retirees though. We also have people applying from elsewhere to help out. And as I've mentioned before, even dealerships and repair shops are facing labor shortages. They're pulling out of rural areas, which means that the service where dealers would actually come out to your location and pick up the vehicles is disappearing more and more. Even if they still technically offer this service, they just can't keep up with all their customers anymore. So, rather than waiting for them to eventually get around to you, which could take quite a while, you might have to start looking for other options or make different arrangements yourself.
Right. And if you're waiting for a pickup, that's time the truck isn't on the road.
Exactly. There are things we simply aren't allowed to do ourselves. With maintenance, there are clear limits on what we can and can't touch. Regulations have become much stricter than they used to be. But we have to do what we can ourselves, especially since repair shops are always fully booked.
They're short-staffed too, I suppose.
That's it. So we need the pros to focus on what only they can do. That goes for all their customers, not just us.
So for Ohe.horse's current needs, you've always said you need drivers. What else are you looking for in terms of recruitment?
Well, the kind of support roles we were just discussing. Positions to help reduce the driver's workload, washing, maintenance, various chores. Even for a driver, it's not just about driving. There's paperwork and such. It might be a small percentage overall, but it still takes up time. We need to handle those things in the backyard. Even with digitalization, there are still parts that require manual labor.
In the end, people are still needed in every industry today. It feels like things are going digital because there aren't enough people.
That's true.
With digitalization, there might be talk about sales or profits and such.
Well, that's a factor. The goal was always to increase productivity, but while we were hesitating to start, the labor shortage has become so severe that we can't wait any longer. The population curve has been visible for a long time, but I guess it doesn't hit home until it's right in front of you.
Especially in the transport industry, it feels like there's always a shortage of people everywhere.
I wonder. That's why various services in the transport industry are becoming impossible to maintain and are being discontinued, like stopping same-day delivery or even major companies pulling out. Some companies are stopping deliveries on certain days or ending time slot options. So it's like they don't have to do everything anymore, or rather they're stopping because they just can't do it. By trying to do everything and improve service, they probably overexpanded their workforce too much. If you consider that the workforce will decrease in the future and decide to narrow down services, I wonder how that will go. On the flip side, if they overdo it and say, we're stopping this service, the subcontractors who were doing that work might lose their jobs entirely.
Yeah.
Those people could probably find work elsewhere as different types of drivers, I suppose. It's a matter of when, how, and how much movement will occur.
Yes. And since the laws change from time to time, it's even harder to keep up with them.
Right, yeah.
In that sense, having more office staff members to handle things like profits and such is actually really helpful.
Yes, it is. It's only recently, but we're in an era where using AI is becoming the norm, right? Even people who say they can't use it or haven't used it, if they're using a smartphone or any digital tool, they're likely using it without realizing it. Even with a simple Google search now, the top results are often AI generated. In many ways, those who can't use it will fall behind. Even kids use it now. When we talked about integrating it into the driver evaluation system, there were reactions like, wait, we don't use that for work, do we? Just because you're a driver doesn't mean you shouldn't use it. It's better to know how to use AI. I don't know how many years you can keep saying you don't need it, but if you don't use it as a driver, you probably won't really be able to keep up. So we're actually having them start using it now just to help them get more accustomed to it. So I think it's good in many ways, like with MKUN, if you suddenly can't drive or work as a driver, having those basic skills, you might find yourself thinking, hey, I can do this kind of work too, and it could lead to new ideas and more confidence. Well, it's not like he's a driver because it's the only thing he can do, but it gives him more options, doesn't it?
It's better to have more options in life.
Well, for example, even within our company, and it's not a good thing, but if he gets seriously injured again, if he's been doing this kind of work regularly, we can say, oh, you can use those skills for this job. And that's another possibility.
That's true. It gives you a lot of flexibility when you can do that much.
It just so happened. So even though he started from a point of, please teach me how to turn on the power, I felt potential. But normally you'd think, wait, starting from how to turn on a PC and you're doing office work, that's impossible, right?
So, Shirakawa-san, didn't you have any hesitation at first at that time?
Well, like I said, in the end, no matter how desperate or motivated he was at the time, you never know if the results will follow. Even if I said I had high hopes, once he actually tried it, there was always the possibility that he wouldn't be able to keep it up or that it just wouldn't work out. In fact, I think that was the more likely outcome.
Even so, was there a deciding factor that made you think, let's give him a chance or let's ask him to do it?
Well, it was his enthusiasm. And also, I didn't want to just cut loose someone who's worked so hard for us. That was a big part of it. So somehow, with everyone's help, we felt we just had to support him. And in that process, he also learned what he needed to learn, absorbed it, and I told him, don't think it's enough to just grow at the same pace as everyone else. Even though he's not doing the exact same thing as those who've been in the office for years, I told him to go at it with the momentum to overtake his seniors in just a few months or half a year.
And that's actually happening now, isn't it?
Well, I think it depends on the specific area. But for instance, when it comes to PC work, even some office tools that weren't really used much in our company, even here in rural Shizunai, things that almost no one but me used, he's probably the most proficient with them now.
Wow, that's really interesting. Honestly, that's just amazing.
I think he's putting in a lot of effort, and he clearly has been. I'm sure it's partly about knowing how to work hard the right way and getting the hang of things, but I think it's because he's working hard behind the scenes that he's achieved this. He's really become a great example. Everyone in the company knows how hard he works, so some might even think he only did it because it's him, I couldn't do it. But he's produced results, and depending on the timing, at first he was like a sponge, knowing nothing outside of fieldwork, so we threw a lot at him. There was a period when I couldn't be as involved, and I worried his progress might have stalled. But even without hand-holding, he researches and thinks for himself. I just say, finish this by then, and he finds a way to get it done.
I think he has a sense of accomplishment now.
When I feel like he probably has a sense of accomplishment now, I also feel like I'm able to delegate work to him to just the right degree, and I get the feeling that he's becoming more positive himself. Yes. Even if someone joins who only has experience in other fields, not as a driver, their main task might be that kind of operational work, but he'll be able to teach them to do other things like this as well, by saying, well, I've done this too.
That's a strong point because it's from personal experience. It's the new fiscal year, and I'm glad we could have such an interesting talk. Lately, there's been so much talk about documents and drivers and the 2024 problem.
That's true. That's still an unresolved issue, though. It's ongoing.
Thank you very much for today. There are two people I don't recognize standing behind you, aren't there?
I'm alone.
Oh, I see.
People.
Right.
Oh, people. Some strange people are...
For those who have seen them somewhere, they're familiar faces.
Oh, really?
But since both of them are okay with showing their faces on the website, isn't it fine?
Isn't that just for still photos?
Is that how it works?
We'll have to negotiate after this.
Please do that after we finish filming. Nice to meet you. I'm from Ohe Transport.
Oh, so that part is okay to show.
I see. Honestly, I don't even know anymore, to be honest.
You can just bleep everything out. I'm from ohe Transport.
You said it.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Bleep this too. Wow, I'm getting nervous too. I didn't expect this.
Face isn't showing.
Because it's so sudden.
Oh, here he is.
He's here.
The man himself just barged in. Good job today. Good job today.
Well, first,
Emkon, just to be sure, what month did you return last year?
I returned in September last year.
He's not saying anything, but he's in front of the camera, ready to be filmed.
Is he in the shot?
He's not showing on the Zoom right now, but...
Well then...
This side is exposed too. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Not staying until the end?
Ohe Transport is currently recruiting drivers. Please check our recruitment and corporate websites in the description below. Ning. If you're interested, we look forward to your application.